friends, this is Jazz, bringing you something I was waiting to do for a while, only it's a little different, and it is the For Better or For Worse, the complete library volume 8 showing, instead of an unboxing, because it is really hard to get it out of these Amazon boxes. I just love Grandpa playing video games and they're all cheering him on. That's kind of adorable in a way. So this is every strip from 2003 to mid-2006. So a pretty long haul of it. 2003, which is in May 2003 to late 2006. So I did kind of go through some of this because I wanted to get good bearings on what I wanted to say, in a way. So, but first there's a couple of cute pictures I want to show you. First, April is holding little Robin, because she's older looking, so it can't be Meredith. And I just find that adorable. It's so funny how old April looks in this one. And then we have Grandpa Jim and Liz dancing to sweet music. I find that adorable too. Like they're having a little dance here. And the foreword is by Greg Evans, which is the creator of Luann, which is another comic strip. He pretty much says how Lynn seems to be the master of the, the aging story, in a way, where the characters age in real time, in a sense. So she was kind of a master of that craft, being able to continue to write stories for this, like, strip as the characters aged, where with him, he tried that, but he really only aged the characters 6 years and 30 odd years. It was over 30 years. But he made the joke that he sort of cheated in that way. And he also said his main influence was Peanuts. But next to that, Lynn was a inspiration for him. Curtis Finley, of course, does the overview of this collection right here. And I'm going to show you a couple of the strips there. Some are absolutely adorable. Poor Ellie getting all the graffiti, the snow, like she was cutting some things, right? So she was punching holes into things for her faxes, and literally April was like, puts it into her umbrella because it's raining. Ellie opens it up and it looks like it's snowing. I love that. That's a smart-ass move of April, but I just absolutely love it to pieces. But I also do want to, just to change the subject, I do want to apologize for lack of videos lately. I was completely in burnout, and I still am recovering from it, but I figured I would get this out here to you guys, because I always do that with my unboxings or showings, like I said. Now, this series of strips I really love. It goes over storylines of Liz teaching in Mawasaki, John and Ellie retiring, Michael and Deanna having Robin, which opens up a whole new storyline with Meredith and Robin. This April starts high school and really does make a band, right? They started it in the last volume, but they really make a band in it forever. That's what they call it. But this is kind of wrapping up for the end, right? Going into the later years, and everyone's maturing. And also in this series of strips, they start focusing on the younger generation more, mainly Liz and Mike and Deanna. But it also does show April too, going through her teenage years, where Ellie and John are more, not sidelined. They do have storylines, but they're not as a center focus as they used to be, because most of the kids have moved out, and Lynn wanted to show what everyone else was up to, and she also starts going into showing some other characters and how their lives are wrapping up. So she's trying to put it into a nice little bow in a way, which again, I love and I hate, because it's getting near the end of the series. Like, the series ended in 2008, and in the last series of strips, it will go in the last couple of years, plus the new one she did for the reruns. So bonus in that case. She wanted to get everything out in her complete collection, and I'm enjoying it so far. I'm already past page 30 on it. I might have to reread some things a little bit, but I wanted to get as up to date, as possible in it. And I guess I should show you Kurt's, not his whole, speech, obviously, but I did forget that there was something in there I wanted to show you. I normally don't go into Kurt's, introductions as what I show off, because it's long-winded words, right? And not saying it isn't significant. It is, right? But this one has a little bit more to it. It has a strip of Ellie visiting Liz where she's teaching, and it just has this sweet, it's hard to see, so I'm just going to read it out. And then Ellie is like, this is such a beautiful, powerful spiritual ceremony. And Liz is like, I know, that's why the Europeans make them stop. Which is pretty dark, right? It tells a sad history in that way, how, and it's something we are all ashamed of now, how we treated the First Nations communities. I mean, thank God I was not part of that generation, because I just, if I was alive back then, I definitely would have had something to say about it, because I just find it completely disgusting, right? I mean, you know how passionate I am about being, what is the right word, an advocate for those with special needs, and defending those with special needs. Well, I don't find the way they treated the First Nations any different than how people with special needs or people of the other communities. I just find the discrimination disgusting. Right? Absolutely disgusting. Now, yes, you could argue that people have wanted to eradicate those with special needs, scan, if something was wrong, if they had Down syndrome, to terminate and all this dark stuff, right? But when you think about it, they may not have done that exactly with the First Nations or the Aboriginal people, but they tried to eliminate their culture from them, make them like them, right? Which is, I find, just as disgusting in a way, because when you think about it, yes, you may not be physically killing those people, but you are killing a part of them, right? In a way. You could argue the new generations may not know any better, but that's a sin too, that they don't know about some don't know about their culture. Because I know you could argue that it isn't just Canadians, it's the US too. Everyone did it. But of all countries, I'm ashamed Canada was like that, right? The country I grew up in, who is known to be land of the... No, that's the US. Okay, it's supposed to be a really friendly, outgoing country. But I suppose I'm being a bit... What's the best word for it? A bit judgmental? But I just a shame. I know, off topic. I apologize. But my point being is that I'm glad Lynn covered this topic, because I feel it is very important. She also eventually shows off about disabilities too with a character in this. Right? I don't know. I'll admit I don't know 100% if it's fully in this series of collections that they introduce Shannon. But I know it's either this or the next volume. So I'll admit I'm not 100% sure, but I know it might be in this volume because April starts high school and that's where they meet. So, that's all I know. It even mentions in Kurt Finley about Shannon. So I think I can be safe to say it does. And I just love the way Lana portrays those type of topics, right? She's very fair with it and very... she researches everything, and if she doesn't know something, she finds sources to find out to represent it fairly. And that's what I love. Like, when she was writing the character of Shannon, she worked with her niece, who was neurotypical as well. So she had a close source. So I just loved the way she wrote those characters. Absolutely tasteful. Rarely, I don't think I've ever seen Shannon be the real butt of a joke that wasn't quickly rectified by someone defending her, or her being able to defend herself. She was written very tastefully, I think. And the story was written in a way to not glorify people who do treat people like that. The complete opposite, actually. Which is one reason she is one of my favorite authors, of all time. Even though, yeah, it's not a book, right? But comic is art. As I said, it's like artist. I'll call her artist, right? But it still has writing in it. It's still a story. So I'm just saying it's like she's one of my favorite authors or creators of all time, because she cares about what she does, and she puts everything into it as well. So anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up. If you're new to this channel and like what you see, please subscribe. It helps this channel a lot. And don't forget to hit the bell notifications so you know when new videos are coming out. And I'll see you guys in my next video.